Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here at 7 o'clock. I'm Caitlin Francis.
I'm Caitlin Nuclo. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax. We appreciate that. We're going to get to that breaking news this morning in Berlin in just a moment as we gather new information from the scene there. But we also want to get your morning ready. If you're heading out in the next few minutes, let's get the details on that first alert forecast with meteorologist Jill Gilardi. Hey, good morning, Jill. How are we looking out there?
Well, looking hazy.
Yeah.
Very thick haze, some clouds building in, but it's all about that wildfire smoke. And I went ahead and just removed the starting at 11 a.m. It's just today, an air quality alert is in effect, and this is going to be impacting the majority of our state. The exception is the southeastern county, but I would just be cautious too. If you have any respiratory issues, this could really be unhealthy for you. We just don't want any issues to develop. But look at that. See what I'm talking about? The air quality already is impacting that sensitive group. So again, limit your time outside if you have asthma, COPD, things like that. We are seeing the cool glow from this haze interacting with the sunlight, and that light is getting scattered, so our eyes see more of the orange colors, the longer wavelength colors like we are seeing right now in Old Saybrook. So that's the only cool part about it, right? The fog is burning off. It's ever so slight out there. Some scattered clouds building in, but nothing happening on the only live radar in the state. 60s still, except for New Haven, 71 degrees, and the coolest numbers, we shall say, in Tolland and Willimantic, all at 61 degrees. So headed up for the walk, yeah, hazy sunshine, then just kind of cloudy out there throughout today. The rain chance is very, very low, so we're going to continue to have to water the lawn and garden. And as mentioned, any respiratory issues, you're going to have to limit your time outside. Here's what we're forecasting for highs. 79 New London is the lower spot, and then up in the Hartford area around 85, which is actually normal for this time of year. So we're going to be tracking as to when that haze, this smoky kind of conditions, will be moving on out. That's all coming up in the next 15 minutes. But let's get an update on traffic now with Caitlin.
All right, thanks, Jill.
Back to you again.
Yeah, we got to get an update here on those roads. Right now, Jill was just talking about the air quality, so you can see you're not really dealing with bright sunshine here this morning. We've got a lot of hazy, smoky, foggy conditions out there to start as we take a look in Tolland, Windsor, right on the Windsor-Locks line, Middletown, and in Meriden. So a lot of daytime construction work also expected, but I want to get you back here to these details in Berlin. Route 372 closed at Beckley Road, right by the on-ramp to Route 9 southbound here. Again, this has been an issue that we came on air on Channel 3 right at 4:30. This is a breaking traffic alert, still very active. We'll have much more on this specific incident coming up in just a few minutes. But again, if you're traveling through the Berlin area here this morning or in and around Route 9, make sure that you're avoiding that spot, giving yourself time to get around. Let's quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, let's bring you back to that breaking news that we're following in Berlin that Kate was just talking about. We do know that one person was killed and another was taken to the hospital after that crash on Route 372.
Pinpoint News Tracker is showing us this exact location right near Middletown Road. Your reporter Taylor Knight has been on the scene since this happened early this morning. She's been there since about 4:30. Taylor, good morning. Can you describe the scene right now?
So police are still here investigating hours later. Route 372 is also known as Mill Street through this area, and actually just pulled up a fire truck to block our view of what's going on at the crash site right now. So we want to get right to some video that we got earlier this morning. We now know that one person is dead and another has been taken to the hospital. That's according to Berlin police. Mill Street is shut down between Beckley Road and the Mill Street exit off of Route 9. And you could just see the aftermath of this crash. The front end of one of the cars is crushed and the other car is even worse. It appears that car actually folded into itself and was just completely smashed in that crash. This all happening at the intersection of Mill Street and Middletown Road. That area, again, still closed as police continue to investigate. Your best bet, if your morning commute takes you this way, is just to avoid getting off of Route 9 at exit 31 so that you can avoid this closure. Again, we know that one person has died and another person was taken to the hospital. We will bring you any updates as soon as we get them on air and online at WFSB.com. Your reporter live in Berlin, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Taylor, thank you. 7:05 right now in Milford. Following some developing news from this morning, investigators now looking into what caused a house fire overnight. Firefighters responded to a home on Alden Place about 2 o'clock this morning. We brought this to you as breaking news right at 4:30. Pinpoint News Tracker showing us that scene next to Silver Sands State Park. We're told one person and a dog were able to get out safely, and so no injuries have been reported.
We have an important health alert to tell you about this morning. West Nile virus has been detected in mosquitoes in Wallingford and Cheshire. Officials in both towns say this morning there are no human cases that they know of, but there are some things you can do to protect yourself and your family. Wear bug spray when you're outside. If you spend any time in the woods, wear pants and long sleeves, and remove standing water outside your home because that's where mosquitoes like to breed.
Today, a daycare owner in Wallingford accused of abusing 9 children is due in court. Brenda Fornell is charged with multiple counts of assault and risk of injury to a child. Police say the alleged abuse happened at her home daycare back in 2022.
Well, this morning, Hartford Public Schools officially has a new leader. Dr. Andre Townsell began his tenure as superintendent. He was chosen at the school board as the school board navigated a budget shortfall. More than 100 positions were eliminated there despite more funding from the city and private donors. He says he will spend the first few weeks learning about the district's needs.
Hey, looking ahead to tonight, a number of police departments giving you the chance to come out, meet their officers who work in your community. It's part of National Night Out, an annual community building campaign. This all started more than 40 years ago as a way to help build trust between the police and the public. Events being held tonight in Rocky Hill, Newington, Hartford, and about 40 other communities across the state. Well, the New Haven and Yale University Police Departments met with members of the community for a conversation organized by the Civilian Review Board. Now they're looking ahead at some next steps because police say while the number of violent crimes has dropped, people are still concerned about illegal dirt bikes and the opioid crisis. The department creating a new unit which will focus on helping people get access to addiction treatment. 7:07 now to a story that basically has everyone here in Connecticut chatting. The fate of the Connecticut Sun and if the WNBA team will continue to call Connecticut home.
So the push to keep them here is heating up. Some of the state's top leaders are now getting involved. Your reporter Marcy Jones explains one of the plans they're now considering.
That's right. It's been a roller coaster of emotions for Sun fans, to say the least. First, a massive bid laid out by the owner of the Boston Celtics to relocate the team to Beantown. But now city and state leaders right here are saying not so fast. We are keeping the team here, pointing to a new proposal on the table. The $325 million deal to move the Sun to Boston is still pending approval from the WNBA, but Connecticut leaders aren't staying quiet. Governor Ned Lamont says he's working with local businesses and officials to keep the team here in state. Hartford Mayor Arunan Arumpalam is making a big pitch to bring the Sun to the state's capital. He says People's Bank Arena, formerly known as the Excel Center, could give the team a new home court and a fresh start in Hartford.
Look, we've got so many women's basketball fans right here in the Hartford area. We've had a culture of watching and supporting women's basketball for a long time here in the state, and we're a state of champions.
The team is locked in to play at Mohegan through the 2026 season. After that, things are up in the air. Your reporter in Hartford, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Today, Willimantic leaders rolling out a new tool. Generations Family Health Center is hosting a ribbon cutting for their new mobile health unit. Organizers say it will connect hundreds of people with medical treatment.
Happening today, officials across the state are starting a new campaign highlighting a program that helps keep prescription costs down. The state comptroller is launching the Array RX Challenge. It's encouraging cities and towns to promote the state's free prescription drug discount program. More than 20,000 people have enrolled since it started 2 years ago.
Today in Torrington, more funding is on the way to help fight food insecurity. The Friendly Hands Food Bank is receiving a $2 million state grant to buy a new building. Officials say it will allow them to expand their services. It's expected to open in the fall. And today in Hartford, Senator Richard Blumenthal introducing a bill meant to protect you from potential dangers of artificial intelligence. It would establish penalties for tech companies that misuse your personal data or steal copywritten materials. He says more safeguards are needed as the technology becomes more widely used.
All right. If you're just waking up with us here on The Wax, we do appreciate that. Maybe you're like us, you like making that first cup of coffee at home, but we've got an excuse for you today to go out and grab the second cup in New Haven.
Let's be honest, we make our first cup here because nothing's open at 3 a.m. The owners of Willoughby's Coffee and Tea are offering a special price to celebrate their 40th anniversary today. The New Haven Museum is also unveiling a new exhibit in their honor. The company works with farmers around our state to promote fair trade and sustainability. So a big congratulations to them on 40 years.
And go support today if you can.